Welcome to the Southern Idaho Fishing Report. Whether you are planning just a couple of hours or a full weekend of fishing, this is your one-stop place for all the information you need to plan your trip. It's all right here, from weather forecasts and reservoir levels to the latest stocking reports and expert advice. And now, the host of the Southern Idaho Fishing Report, Jeff Cullers.
Welcome, anglers. I am Jeff Cullers, and this is the Southern Idaho Fishing Report for the weekend of September 10th, 2021. Jordan Rodriguez joins us from Tightlines 208, and of course, I've got your regional updates along with the Salooner forecast and everything else you need to know to get ready to get out on the water and do some fishing. So welcome to the Southern Idaho Fishing Report. Let's start off in that Magic Valley. Sunset will be around 7:58 p.m. this weekend. Friday the 10th, 84 degrees for the high, 52 degrees for the low. There will be PM thunderstorms and strong wind. There's a 57% chance of rain and a southwest 21 mile an hour wind. Saturday the 11th, 75 degrees for your high, 49 degrees for your low. Sunny all day. There's a 5% chance of rain with a northwest 9 mile an hour wind. Sunday the 12th, 79 degrees for your high, 52 degrees for your low. Mostly sunny, 7% chance of rain with a northeast 9 mile an hour wind. Your reservoir level and boat ramp information for the Magic Valley. American Falls is at 10% full with an elevation of 4314. Only the west side boat ramp is open, but barely, my friends. Lake Walcott is sitting at 97% full with an elevation of 4245. The boat ramp is open. Littlewood, 0 full. Elevation 5132. The Littlewood boat ramp is closed. Ryrie is sitting at 56% full with an elevation of 5086. Blacktail and Juniper boat ramps are still open. There's a couple of big stocking happening this week over in the Magic Valley. Dierks Lake will have 4,500 rainbow trout stocked, and Lake Cleveland will have 5,000 rainbow trout stocked. One fishing tournament to report over in the Magic Valley. On 9/11, the Magic Valley Bassmasters will be at Milner Lake. They'll be using the Burley Golf Course for their ramp. All right, anglers, joining us once again, as he does each and every week, is fishing columnist, owner and creator of Tightlines 208, Jordan Rodriguez. Jordan, how are you doing today?
Doing great, Jeff. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, absolutely. We appreciate you coming on each and every week. What is that Tightlines 208 hot tip of the week?
So this one is directly tied to an experience I had this last weekend. And of course, it's an experience I've had many times over the years with fishing. But we were up at Horse Thief, which is known to be a pretty productive, good catch rates and everything like that. And for the first couple hours in the morning, it was just real slow. We caught one or two fish. A couple other boats out had very little luck. It looked like the bank anglers were not having much luck either. And there was quite a few people out there on a holiday weekend. And so I decided to just kind of zag when everyone else was zigging and go to a completely different part of the lake, somewhere I had never fished before, I had no prior knowledge of, but it was a place where there was no one else. The one side of the lake is all private land.
Right.
So there's no way to get in there without being in a boat. So we found what looked like a favorable little area off of a point, and we anchored up there, and we wound up catching a couple of limits in pretty quick order. So it was just a good reminder to me that, the established norms, either based on what other people are doing or what you have usually done in the past that has had success, is not always guaranteed to be there for you. And so to just, keep that flexibility in mind to, if it's not working, instead of just continuing to do the same things and hope for better results, maybe throw a curveball, maybe go to a different part of the lake or a different spot that you've never fished before. Maybe try some different tactics and see if you can get something to stick.
It's funny, and you and I have talked about this before, I think in one of the classes, the first one that I took with you, but I've got my favorite lure, right? And when I open my tackle box, if I'm fishing for bass or crappie or perch, whatever, I have a lure I go to, but you're right. You can't get hung up on that because it may not work that day or in that situation. And that's a really good reminder that sometimes you got to break those norms and try something new.
Right. And I love having confidence base. It's something I talk about a lot in classes and things. And that's what you're referencing with your own tackle box. A lot of good anglers have those. It's good to have those. It means that you've done the work and the trial and error to get something dialed in that you have confidence will work, a very large percentage of the time. But on the days where it doesn't, or it may not be lure, or it may not be presentation, it may just be area, And in this case, I think that was the big deal. I don't know if they were just worn out on that public side from all the people fishing them all the time, or what the deal was. But, looking up and down the shoreline, there was not a lot of rod bending. And we went over and switched things up, and it turned the day around for us real quick.
I love it. Hey, I saw the other day you got your fillet class, I think, coming up. And if I butchered that, pun intended, correct me on it. But I think you have your fillet class coming up.
I do. I have two updates class-wise. Chasing Monsters has been moved from Tuesday the 21st to Thursday the 23rd. So same week, just 2 days later, I just had a scheduling conflict. So Chasing Monsters is still on for September 23rd now. And that, of course, we're going to talk about all kinds of lunker species. And then I do have Fillet and Fry, which, unlike most of my classes, Fillet and Fry is done at the Jump Share Kitchen because we actually get in there and fillet a fish. We learn how, and then everyone gets to do their own fish, fillet it up, make it all nice and pretty and boneless, and then we actually cook up the fish and enjoy a whole meal together. And they have a no-host bar available there at Jump as well, and it's just it turns into not only a learning experience, but just like a fun fun night, a fun date night, a fun learning experience to meet new people and eat good food. And it just, it always turns into a really good time. That one is on October 12th, which is a Tuesday night. And as of now, it is getting close to sold out. It's a little smaller than my usual classes. There's only 13 seats available.
Okay.
And I think we're only down to a handful left. So, for the listeners, if you're interested in that, it's an invaluable skill to have. It travels with you for the rest of your life. I've found almost any kind of fish species, saltwater, freshwater, whatever. They all fillet up roughly the same. And so once you kind of know how to do it and have dialed in that experience of getting around the rib cage and making it nice and boneless, it'll pay off for, years and years to come. So check out the website, Tightlines208.com for both of those classes. I will say that if Fillet and Fry sells out, which I do anticipate it will pretty quickly, shoot me an email, let me know that you're interested, and I will put you on the wait list, which will then be priority we are likely to do a repeat session probably sometime in early November for those who didn't get in the first one and still want to do it.
Outstanding. Yeah. So sign up now. If you're listening to this and you haven't signed up, get on there and do it right away. Well, Jordan, we thank you for joining us. Jordan Rodriguez, fishing columnist, owner, and creator of Tightlines 208, joins us each and every week with his hot tip of the week. Jordan, I hope you have a great weekend, and I'll see you out on the water.
You too, Jeff. Thanks.
Let's look at the Treasure Valley for this weekend. Starting over in Mountain Home, sunset will be around 8:02 p.m. Friday the 10th, 81 degrees for the high, 52 degrees for the low. Will be morning clouds, afternoon sun, but windy. There's a 24% chance of rain with a 22-mile-an-hour wind. Saturday, 9/11, 81 degrees for the high, 51 degrees for the low. Sunny all day, a 5% chance of rain with a northwest 12-mile-an-hour wind. Sunday the 12th, 85 degrees for your high, 53 degrees for the low. Mostly sunny, no chance of rain with a northeast 9-mile-an-hour wind. In Boise on the 10th, Sunset will be around 8:39 p.m., 75 degrees for your high, 54 degrees for your low. Afternoon showers, 48% chance of rain with a north-northeast 13-mile-an-hour wind. On 9/11, 80 degrees for your high, 55 degrees for your low. Sunny all day with a 6% chance of rain and a northwest 9-mile-an-hour wind. Sunday the 12th, 84 degrees for your high, 54 degrees for the low. Sunny all day, 1% chance of rain with a northwest 8-mile-an-hour wind. Your reservoir level and boat ramp information for the Treasure Valley. Anderson Ranch is currently sitting at 37% full with an elevation of 4125. Only Castle Creek, Curlow Creek, and Elk Creek boat ramps are open. Arrow Rock is sitting at 18% full with an elevation of 3110. Only the low ramp is open. Lucky Peak is currently at 19% full with an elevation of 2951. All ramps are closed except for 2. The only way into Lucky Peak is Turner Gulch and Spring Shore's main ramp. Lake Lowell is sitting at 48% full with an elevation of 2521. All ramps are currently open. Little reminder, Lake Lowell does close to boats on September the 30th. There were no major stocking to report for the Treasure Valley. There's one fishing tournament, September the 12th. The Mountain Home Hog Hunters will be on Lake Lowell, and they will be using the Caldwell boat ramp. Make sure you visit us at southernidaho.fishing.com. Here you can find the links to all the information we provide you here. You can also contact us through the site. Let's head up 55 north to Cascade. The sunset this weekend will be around 8:05 p.m. Friday, 71 degrees for your high, 43 degrees for your low. Isolated thunderstorms are in the forecast. There is a 63% chance of rain with a southeast 12-mile-an-hour wind. 9/11, 72 degrees for your high, 41 degrees for your low. Sunny all day, a 9% chance of rain, a southwest 7-mile-an-hour wind. Sunday the 12th, 75 degrees for your high, 43 degrees for your low. Mostly sunny all day. A 3% chance of rain with a southwest 7-mile-an-hour wind. Your reservoir level and boat ramp information for the Cascade area. Cascade is currently sitting at 53% full with an elevation of 4815. Only the main boat ramp, Poison Creek, and Carboton are open. Deadwood is sitting at 37% full with an elevation of 5295. The Cozy Cove ramp is not open according to Hydromet. Man Creek is sitting at 6% full with an elevation of 2833. The south ramp is closed, but the north ramp is open. Again, that's according to Hydromet. If you listened to the show last week or watched it on YouTube, you saw the pictures. I don't know what kind of boat you're going to get in there. Something that's very shallow for sure. So be careful if you go to Man Creek. Unfortunately, there's no stocking to report for the Cascade area. There are also no tournaments reported for the Cascade area. Hey, you want to be part of the show? Email us with questions or your fishing report from your last trip. You can email us at southernidaho.fr@gmail.com or send us a picture of that catch at myfish@southernidaho.fishing.com. Another way to be part of the show, ask some questions. Send viewer questions to questions@southernidaho.fishing.com. All right, our last region, the Snake River Reservoirs. The sunset in that area will be around 8:08 Mountain Time, 7:08 Pacific Time. Friday, 77 degrees for your high, 54 degrees for your low. Evening showers, a 69% chance of rain with a southwest 11-mile-an-hour wind. 9/11, 82 degrees for the high, 52 degrees for the low. Mostly sunny, a 7% chance of rain with a southwest 5-mile-an-hour wind. Sunday the 12th, 84 degrees for the high, 52 degrees for the low, partly cloudy, 2% chance of rain with a southwest 7-mile-an-hour wind. Your reservoir level and boat ramp information. Brownlee is 30 feet from full with an elevation of 2047. All ramps are open except Spring Recreation and Steck Park. No stocking was reported for the Snake River Reservoir area. There are no fishing tournaments for the Snake River Reservoir area. You can find us on Facebook groups or you can follow us on Twitter at Idaho_report. Let's look at the moon phases for the weekend of September the 10th. First quarter is September the 13th. The next full moon will roll around on September the 20th. The perigee will be Saturday, September the 11th. The apogee will be towards the end of the month on the 26th. I think this weekend's pretty decent when you look at the solar phases, especially after Friday. It's going to be a pretty good weekend to be out on the water. Or next to the water doing some fishing. Sunday being your best day overall, as far as that's concerned, as the weather is going to play a little bit of a factor in this. So be mindful of that. Your peak times over the weekend are going to be between 3 and 7 a.m. And then you'll see that same cycle again in the afternoon between 3 and 7 p.m. There's going to be a little midday bump. And that's going to run from about 10 a.m. to 1 to 2 p.m. As you get deeper into the weekend. Well, it is time for the grade, but before I do that, I want to take just a minute and remember what's happening this weekend. Saturday is 9/11. It was 20 years ago that the Twin Towers and the Pentagon were attacked. And there were many great Americans that came to the rescue of our country that day. And I think it's very important to remember that is happening this weekend. I don't get into any political stuff on this show, but I think this is very important to remember this day as it rolls around on Saturday. So take a few minutes and remember those that sacrificed for us. I remember that day. I was actually living in Sterling, Illinois at the time, and was going to a Cubs baseball game that day. The first one I'd ever been to. I'd never been to a Cubs baseball game before. I had the news on, and I heard the first plane. I thought, man, that's a tragedy. It's, something's happened. And then the second plane, and it just continued from there. And that feeling. And as someone who has served in the military, it didn't take long to put two and two together. So a tragic day in our country's history, but so many people came together to unite and to rally from that. So take a moment this Saturday and remember those who sacrificed and gave for this country. All right, let's get into the grade. I think it's going to be a pretty good weekend, to be honest with you. Friday's not going to be good. There's weather rolling through, so it's not going to be good. Saturday's going to be a little bit better. The weather's going to get a little bit better. Your best day is going to be Sunday, I think. That's going to be your best day to get out. That's the day that I'm planning to get out and do some fishing. So that's my thing. I would say Friday, I'm going to give it a D. Saturday, I'm going to give it, maybe a B. C or a B, somewhere in there. And then on Sunday, I would say I would give it a high B, low A on that. So get a chance to get out and get this weekend, get some stuff done around the house on Friday, Saturday, and get out and do some fishing on Sunday. Just one last quick thing here. I have a survey up on my website right now. I'd love for you to go and take it. And it's right there on the show library page. So if you go to listen to the podcast or download the audio file, I'd love for you to go in there and take a survey. I fish CJ Strike a lot. That's my favorite place to go fish. And I have my places that I like to fish. And I fished all over. I'm curious of where people like to fish. Now, I'm not asking for your secret spot. I'm asking for general areas like Bruno Arm, the Narrows. Do you fish the Hump? Do you go up Snake River? Do you fish by the dam? Just kind of the general area where you like to fish. So it's a quick survey. You don't have to sign up or anything. It's completely anonymous. I don't know who you are. I don't spam you or anything. But I'd love for you to go to the website and check it out. That's going to put the wraps on another episode of the Southern Idaho Fishing Report. This has been the report for the weekend of September the 10th, 2021. I want to thank you, listener. You continue to make this show a huge success. Our YouTube is growing every week. I'm so excited to see the number of views that are going on there. Thank you all for getting on there. Thanks to our experts that join us each and every week. Jordan Rodriguez from Tightlines 208. I'm Jeff Cullors, and I'll see you on the water. We would like to thank you for listening to the Southern Idaho Fishing Report, and would like to remind you to visit our website, southernidaho.fishing.com, or find us on Facebook or on Twitter. Thanks to our guests and experts, as well as you, our listener, for making the show possible.
This has been an Old Man Studios production. Join us next week for another episode of the Southern Idaho Fishing Report.